All right, so the recording has started. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Each and every Monday night, we do this every Monday at 10 p.m. It is called Stop Blaming Mondays, okay? Because it's your job that sucks. And everyone always laughs when they hear that topic. And I always ask people, well, why did you laugh? All right. And they're like, what's that? It's funny because most people naturally think that on Sunday night, that it's Monday that sucks because you get this pit feeling, and Chris says because it's the truth. Like, so most people on Sunday night get this pit feeling in their stomach, right? And they're just like, man, here we go again. Okay, I got to go back to where? To work. And most people hate Monday morning. And I'm like, it's really not Monday's fault. So the way this subject came about is I had a friend of mine that moment on Sunday when you realize it's almost over. Man, listen, matter of fact, Chris, when you say that, I saw a post on Facebook today where somebody posted, it said, dang, wasn't it just Friday a couple of days ago? And I mean, it's like, man, people are living for the weekend. So the way this blab started, okay, for those of you who don't know, I had a friend of mine who every time I would hang out with this dude would always complain about Monday morning. Okay, we could be sitting at home, watching a great football game, and I look over and this dude is like, I'm like, man, what? I mean, what? What's going on? Man, tomorrow's Monday. I'm like, okay. He's like, man, Mondays suck. I'm like, no, they don't. Monday is another great day. Why are you blaming Monday? He's like, man, because I got to go back to work. I'm like, okay, so whose fault is that? It's not Monday's fault. So you're blaming Monday for where you have to go every single week. Monday is another great day of the week that everyone should enjoy, but for, I would say 95%, if not more, of the population, people hate Mondays and they're blaming Mondays for their situation. So I looked over at my friend and I asked him, well, what are you going to do about it? Because I'm tired of you. Every time I see you, you're always crying about Monday mornings. So what are you going to do about it? Because at the end of the day, it's not Monday that sucks. It's the job. So that's how this blab started. I said, you know what? If you feel like this, there has to be other people out there that feel the same way. So I was like, listen, Blab is a new platform that everybody's using. Why not do a subject about stop blaming Mondays? And guys, every single week, it continue to get better and better. And you guys are saying in the comment stream, you're saying like, people think it's so true. Chris, hey, he's saying it's so true. Chris Ford, welcome to the Blab. Chris says it's so true. People feel this way every single Monday. I guarantee you yesterday, somebody was like, oh, tomorrow's Monday. And it's not Monday's fault, guys. So I wanted to start a conversation on what can we do then to change that situation? What can we do? I didn't have the day off. Hey, Chris, I'm sorry, man. You didn't have the day off. You know what? I know other people who didn't have the day off. I know some other people who are on like a longer break right now because they're in the school system. They might be a teacher or something. They're on a longer break right now. And all of them are dreading eventually going back to work. So if we know, guys, here's the question. If we know Monday is not the problem, okay, and it really is the job that sucks, why do we continue to put ourselves in that situation every single week? Oh, Chris says comfortable. That's one of the biggest things. People are in their comfort zone. And I tell people that I mentor, listen, your comfort zone is your failure zone. As long as you stay comfortable, you are never going to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. So yeah, definitely. Comfort zone is your failure zone. Hey, I see my buddy Ed just jumped on. Welcome, Ed, to the Blab session. So Ed, we just getting this thing started, man. And we're talking about how the Blab came along, how it continues to grow every single week. And, I continue to get more thought leaders to chime in on this topic. So topic is stop blaming Mondays because it really is the job that sucks. Okay. Tonight's subtopic is sleep is for suckers. Sleep is for suckers. I am dedicating that subtopic to a great friend of mine out of Atlanta, Georgia, and that is his brand called Sleep is for Suckers. Uh-oh, I got somebody coming in. Let's see if we can get to Jalil.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How's it going? Did I pronounce your name right, buddy?
Yes, Jalil is my name. You pronounced it right. I'm a friend of Carleon. What's her name? Carleon?
Carleon, yeah.
Carleon Jones. Yeah, that's my friend. He invited me to this webinar to see what this is really about. And he wanted me to give my insight on what this is, what's going on here. And, I see a lot of people joining, and I thought I should go ahead and give what my insight is about what you're talking about here. And the job corporate is definitely the right subject to really get people going on how to change their aspects in life to start succeeding.
Right. So when you first saw that subject line, stop blaming Monday, it's your job that sucks. What first came to your mind?
Well, the first thing come to my mind is that, well, like you said before, your comfort zone is your failure zone, right? So when you're, thinking about the next day, because when you're at home, you're thinking about the next day that you want to work. And when you're at work, you're thinking about when you want to go to, when you want to get home. So it's like you're in a never-ending, you're in a never-ending state of mind, a slave state of mind, because you're always thinking about one or the other. You're thinking about going to work when you're at home. But then when you're at home, when you're at work, you're thinking about going home. Mm-hmm. You don't know you don't know how to stop this never-ending cycle of thinking about what you really want to do. You need money. I mean, some people think that money's not everything, and that's fine, but it's definitely up there with oxygen. You definitely need to breathe. You definitely need to breathe it. And and how this is set up is that we need to work, and some people prefer to work mindlessly and endlessly. But to me, brother, the 40-40-40 rule doesn't work out with me. Okay, that's not what this is. That doesn't work out with me. I am not about building somebody else's dream. Okay. I believe in helping others succeed while building their dreams and building mine at the same time. I want to share my vision with other people so that they could grow their vision with mine. And that's what winning is about. That's how you succeed, and that's how you beat the Mondays and the Tuesdays and the Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Friday, and so on. That's how you beat all of those days, because it's not only Mondays, man. It's every day.
Absolutely. So Jalil, who sold these people on the idea of job security? Who sold that idea? If we know that job security is really not true, if we know when you're at work thinking about going home, you're dreaming about your next vacation, you're dreaming about what you could be doing, who sold us on this idea, Jalil? And why are we so comfortable with this idea?
Well, Zach, I got to tell you, this idea was made by the one who first started all this, who first really got into thinking, as I would say, the one who dominates, the one who dominated the first end, who first started this whole thing of how business should work, of how that what's that word that people use these days? Pyramid schemes work. You're at the top of the pyramid, and then in a pyramid the blocks don't move, right? The blocks don't move. But when you're doing any kind of thing like networking or something, network marketing, the blocks will move. The person under me can make a bigger business than me, right? So the top of the pyramid is the one making the most money, no matter what. There's actually, in some countries, there's people that have, there's kings of some countries that have rules that nobody could make more than the king. And whenever there's somebody that has a business that's making more than the top, they immediately break the whole structure down, which is not right, And that's where it came from. It's those people that think that they're better than you because of either your race or religion or wherever you're from. And that's where it all came from. It's a very negative kind of mindset that people started from history, and it comes down to now. But now what we want to do as network marketers and people that connect with people and have that gift and into sharing what our vision is about and our dreams with others, we want to break that. so that everybody can succeed and everybody can be happy and not be stuck on that kind of corporate Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 40-40 rule, because that, my friend, it doesn't work, man. It's not going to happen. And now there's some people that are not even getting their checks, their $40, their 40% checks, their retirement checks. It's starting to break down. And that right there is not right. You see? Right. So now network marketing is blowing because of these kinds of problems we're having in this world,
Okay, and Muhammad, I see your question over there. I'm going to answer your question here in a second. I want to ask Jaleel, he hit on a couple of good points here. And Jaleel, let me ask you this. Finish this statement right here. And I want you to tell me who taught us this. Go to school, get a good education to get a good
Oh my God, I've heard that so many times, man. I can't even tell you who made that. I have heard so many times. That's what everybody talks about. You go to school. I mean, your parents are the ones who learned that from, that's how it was. It was like, it was brought down from parent to parent to parent. You got to go to school, get a good job, get a good education, and you're set. That's what their freedom was programmed to be. And that's what school, it kind of programs you to train into that kind of mindset. You wake up 6 a.m., right? Like your job, right. Mm-hmm. 6 a.m. in the morning. You do your little 7 hours, 8 hours, sit there in class learning whatever you're learning, and then you got your team, your teachers like your team leader teaching you all these things that you need to know when you really don't need to know any of these things. They don't really help you, but they give you the excuse of saying that you're going to learn this in life. This is going to benefit you somewhere in life. Now, I'm not downing education. I love education. Mm-hmm. Everybody needs to know something. I have a library of my own. I understand. I love education, but you don't want to use education against others. This is not right. You shouldn't use education in a bad way to where you want to tell people something negative into bringing out something onto, how should I say, you don't want to mislead people. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm getting at, right? And that's that's the problem that we're having nowadays. We're misleading people into thinking that success only means to go to school and to get a good education, and there's no other way. There's no other door. And there's so many doors. There's so many doors, but you don't see them. Right. And people are so closed-minded. They only see that one door that their parents taught them. But you know what? You can't blame them. I mean, they don't know. They were taught that way and they were programmed that way. And it's hard to get out of that bubble. It's hard to open those other doors. It's not easy. And there's people that know this, but they're too afraid to open these doors.
Exactly.
Many opportunities.
And that's right. Where, to answer Muhammad's question, the subtopic came from sleep is for suckers. Okay. I have a good friend of mine. His name is David Shane in Atlanta, Georgia. And that's actually his brand. And his brand is built for the entrepreneur, the person that is losing sleep at night because they're out there doing something, following their dream. Okay. They're not making any excuses. They're going out there day after day and they're taking action steps to achieve their dream. So basically, what sleep is for suckers, that subtitle means if you're somebody on this blab tonight, then obviously you're not asleep. You're awake because you're on the blab. You're trying to get information. You're trying to learn different ways to get you to the next level. But anybody who is not following their dream, they're asleep. Anybody who sits at home on Sunday night with that pit feeling in their stomach and they're like, oh, it's Monday, and they're not doing nothing about it, they are asleep. And sleep is for suckers. Because guess what, guys? In the 21st century, with so many different outlets of technology that we can use, social media, I mean, guys, there is no reason why someone has to feel like they have to go to someplace they hate going to. Okay, it's too many opportunities to generate income. Okay, too many ways. So with that being said, Jaleel made a good point of people being programmed to think a certain way because they're not having these conversations at the schools. You're definitely not having these conversations at your job because guess what? Your employer wants you to be stuck there for 40, 50 years. Your coworkers don't know any better. If they did, they wouldn't be there. So nobody's having these conversations. So my next question to everybody on the blab tonight is if we know there's a better way, okay? Because income is what we're trying to produce, okay? Job and income really are not synonymous, okay? So if you could produce income without having a job, how do we get to having more of these conversations so we can let people know there is a better way? So people in the audience, let us know, how can we have more conversations like this? How do we get this out there so people can know, hey, you know what? You don't have to go to some place that you dread doing every single day. And again, guys, listen, we have open seats. So if you guys want to jump in and chime in on this topic, I mean, feel free to come on in. I know Mr. Muhammad, me and him talk a lot. And one thing he always says is that if you get enough people to say a thing, whether or not that thing is right or wrong, if you get enough people saying it, it eventually becomes true. So what happens is, to go back to Jalil's point too, is growing up, that's all we heard is go to school, get a good education to get a good job. And guess what? We heard this from people that love us. Don't make them bad people. It's what they knew. Okay, it's industrial age thinking. Okay, they knew from their parents, okay, listen, go to school, get this great education, get a good job, and retire from a company in 40 years. But guys, listen, can you really do that anymore? I mean, honestly, ask yourself that. Can you really retire from a job anymore? Okay, what I want the audience to do right now, if you know anybody that's ever been laid off for a job, type the number 1 in the comment stream. If you know anybody that's been laid off. Listen, look at all those ones going off, Jalil. All those ones going off. So here's the thing, guys. If we have seen people get laid off, and I guarantee you these were good people who thought that they were going to be with this so quote unquote good job until retirement, they didn't see that layoff coming. Or if they did see it coming, it's like, man, what am I going to do now? Where I invested all my time and all this energy into a company that really at the end of the day, when it comes to a job's number 1 expense is their employees. So when it comes time to make cuts, they're going to cut the employee first. So guys, why do people depend on one single source of income? I mean, I don't get that. Why do you, if you know that's a failed system and it's bound to fail you? Listen, let me tell you guys a story again, because I love telling stories, right? So Jalil, I got my Social Security Administration statement about 5 years ago. Okay. Now I don't know if you ever looked at it, but I looked at mine. Okay. And when I popped that thing open, in fine print, it said by the year 2027, if the Social Security Administration does not do something dramatically to change, that money may not be there for me when I retire. And if I do get a chance to retire, the Social Security check I'm going to get every single month will be around about $200 something. Now, right. Jalil, how in the world am I going to live off $200 something? Really?
That's right.
Not happening. And then I ask myself, if I'm investing into a system that could fail, why can't I just keep my money? Why do I have to keep investing in it knowing that it may fail? So right. If we know it's a failed system, Jalil, how do we get this conversation out there to tell people, listen, there's a better way?
Well, Zach, I got to tell you something. What I've learned about a lot of people, what I learned about most people is that they have this sort of thing, this sort of barrier, because I talk about this in some of my videos on YouTube as well. Everybody has this little barrier that they develop growing up. And it's normal. It's quite normal. I understand. A lot of people go through so many hardships, so many things, and they lose trust in humanity. Okay. And when that happens, people separate. They separate and they don't know what to do anymore. And they stop trusting everybody outside of their circle. And I understand that. But the thing is, you have to be able to connect with others. You have to be able to connect with others in order to do something, in order to, like you said, your friend Muhammad, he said, when there's a group of people that says one thing, and so if it's enough people, whether it's right or wrong, it's going to be heard. It's going to go out there, So we need people. This is multiple points of distribution, guys. This is network marketing. We need people in order to make something powerful. Alone, you're not really much. But when you have a friend that you connected with, built a trust and relationship with, you're going to make something really powerful. And whatever that powerful thing is, it's going to be residual income. It's going to be something to live. Because you know what? And to go towards that, you need to have goals. Because you know what? Goals stand for something. Goal stands for going out and live. You need to go out and live. That's how you succeed. And how to win. You have to win. And how do you win? Is to have a goal. And what does win stand for exactly? Win stands for willing to inspire and to never give up. That's how you win. You need to win, and you need to have a goal set. And you need other people in order to think the same exact mindset in order to succeed in anything you want to do. And that's what I do in order to win. You know what? And whoever sees that kind of thing, they're going to be attracted. And that's how you become attracted. See, when you win, you automatically have this little light that shines towards you that everybody wants to be a part of. And when they want to be a part of that, that's your power. That's your power. And that's what, and whatever you want to do with that power is going to turn into something real good, something that will cause you to provide for you and your family and whoever you know that you built trust with and whoever that you want to do anything with. It'll happen. All you need to do is, first of all, you need to believe, you need to have a goal, and you need to win. And you know what? Most people, and I know 99% of the people I meet in my life, especially in network marketing, they're so close to the finish line. They're so close. It's like their nose is like an inch away from that finish line, but they drop as soon as they get there because they can't see it. I mean, it's not there. They don't see it physically, but it's so close. I've seen, guys, everybody that's watching this, I've seen somebody that was in network marketing for about a year, and he was doing the best he could, but guess what? He never gave up. He kept going. He was going through hell, but he kept going. And then boom, at the last second, he started getting signups. He started building trust, relationships with others. All that talking he did with other people, whoever, all that hard work. In the end, it paid off, and he won. And when he won, people saw and believed in what he wanted. And whatever people believed in and whatever he wanted became a reality. And that's how you share and envision, and that's how you win. It's quite simple. Man, that's how you do it.
Man, Jaleel just dropped some major nuggets on you guys. I hope you guys are listening, taking notes. He gave you a couple acronyms with win, with goal, a lot of great nuggets. So what I want to do is welcome everybody that's just joining into the Blab. Stop Blaming Monday. It's your job that sucks. Great conversation. Every time I say it, man, people laugh every time I say it, man. But what happens is, guys, if you are new to this Blab, every time I talk to somebody that has to go to a job on Monday, it's like they get this little pit feeling in their stomach, and Monday makes them sick. And I had to finally tell a friend of mine, it's not Monday that sucks. It's your job that sucks. And the subtopic, Sleep is for Suckers, is actually a brand out of Atlanta, Georgia. My friend David Shands, who made that for the person who's following their dream. So pretty much he says, if you're a person following your dream, then you're not asleep. But if you're not following your dream, then you are asleep, especially if you're somebody that goes to work every single day, knowing you hate the place you go to, you complain about it, but you're not doing anything about it on a regular basis, then you are asleep, and it's time to wake up. And one thing Jaleel said, I hope you guys heard it, he talked about consistency. Okay, you have to stay consistent and persistent on a daily basis. Whatever your goal is, guys, you have to stay consistent. And one thing I tell people that I coach is the reason why people don't believe you when you talk about your dreams and your goals, the main reason why they don't believe you is because you don't stay consistent enough to make them come true. So you say you're going to do something, and then a month later you quit. So guess what happens? Your friends and your family, everybody look at you like, see, I knew you were going to quit because you quit the last thing you started. So guys, at some point in your life, you have to start what you set something to do. You have to finish, guys. And like Jaleel said, sometimes you're right there. You're right there about to have that breakthrough. And guess what?
Right.
You quit. And it was just on the other side of that door you could open, but you quit. Guys, you are never going to achieve anything if you quit. Okay, so you have to stay consistent, persistent. Like Ed said, you have to finish strong. Now, I want to go back to something Muhammad said on here earlier. Let me see. Does it mean that you have to earn? Oh, so Muhammad asked a question. Does it mean that you have to earn $1 gazillion per month? No, Muhammad, it does not mean that. So
no, it doesn't.
And that's where Jaleel was saying, writing your goals down, you have to define, what's going to be enough for you. It has to be specific. Okay. So if you don't know the exact number, you need to write it down like today. Okay. That's one thing everyone here has to understand is 2015 is almost over. Okay. We have one more month and we're going into 2016. If you do not have your goals written out clearly, then guys, you're shooting like just in the air, okay? And shooting in the air is going to keep you inconsistent as well because you don't have a target really you're trying to go after. So I need everybody on this blab tonight. If you don't have your goals written down, I need you to write your goals down tonight for the remainder of 2015 going into 2016 because you don't have to have a gazillion dollars to live comfortably, okay, and produce an income for you to not hate going to your job every single Monday talking about it's Monday that sucks. No, it's not.
No, it's definitely not. I totally agree with you. You do not have to earn a gazillion dollars per month to win or any of that. Like I said before, winning stands for to willing in order to inspire anybody and never to give up. And that's what it's all about. That is what winning in life, winning in business, winning in anything that you do. That's what it's about. You need to never give up. That's the last letter of the word, and that's the most important. Okay, even when you're doing something wrong, you're gonna later on correct it because it's like when it's like you're in a boxing match. Okay, because I did boxing back in the day, and I want to go ahead and reference that. You're hitting somebody in a certain way. You're doing some kind of moves in a certain way, and then later on, as you go through these hardships in the fight, you start realizing that move wasn't right. These things that you're doing isn't right. The way you did this in this match wasn't right. You have to train. You have to keep going. You have to practice because practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect, and it makes success. And success means so many different things. A lot of people think success is money. It's really not, guys. Money follows success. It's attracted to success. When you're chasing the money wants to run away from you. It's like a relationship. When you're with a woman or a woman that's clinging to a man, it doesn't want to stay with you. It wants to run. But when your intention isn't really only money and your intention is to help others succeed and to succeed, and that word success, it connects to so many different things that money only follows what that intent is. So money doesn't change you guys. No, I'm going to tell you something right now. Money does not change you. It enhances you. So if you're an a-hole and you have a lot of money, it's going to enhance that. But you're a good person, money is going to enhance that as well. So whatever that you do, whatever that you want to do, money, don't be afraid to invest in yourself, and don't be afraid to do whatever it is supposed to be doing, provided by whoever teaches you and mentors you. Listen to what they're doing because they're successful. You want to join and you want to kind of create a role model, okay? And be and follow that kind of leader, because in order to be a leader, you have to follow the leader, and then you later on will form yourself into whatever that leader is. All right. And that's a really big, huge factor that people miss. They don't understand that. They think it's the company or the comp plan. It's not the comp plan. I'd rather be in a company to where the comp plan is so terrible, but I know the sponsor is very successful and he's really going to put his time into me in order to teach me how he's making a lot of money. Okay, because I've been in a lot of different businesses. I've understood network marketing, and 3 years of experience. I'm gonna tell you something right now. The company doesn't matter. It's not. You're not selling the company. You're selling yourself. You're branding yourself, and yourself depends on. You're the one who's gonna attract. Okay, and that's the power you have. You have the power to attract, and you have the power to do, and you have the power to succeed. And you have to believe that, because the only one that can freeze you, the only one that can stop you from walking the path to success, is only your own doubt. And the stronger that you are, the stronger your light is, the stronger your darkness is. So the more doubt you're having in itself, the devil knows that he needs to put more doubt and more hell into your path. But when you jump that hurdle, guys, all you're going to find is happiness and success. And then after that, you're going to share it with other people. And then when they go through that kind of hardship, you're going to help them get through that because you went through it. And that's what leadership is about. That's what duplication is about. It's easy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Jaleel, again, is dropping major nuggets. And he just said something that we have a discussion about on Sundays called My Story Marketing, and how your story can impact a lot of different people in the world, because people need to hear your story. So to kind of go back to Muhammad's question too, to tie this all in, is you do have to have some good leadership, some good example of leadership, like Jaleel said, that you follow first to help enhance your leadership. You have to continue to surround yourself with the right people. And sometimes that means you have to go out and search for these people yourself. Okay. So luckily I've been blessed to have some great mentorship in my life. You know, my dad has always told me, okay, surround yourself with positive people, learn as much as you can, because the more you learn, the more you want to learn. So I have always had that instilled in me, but I know for most people, they didn't grow up with that. So what I try to do is I try to tell my story and try to be that light that Jaleel's talking about, that positive energy that tells them, hey, you know, I'm going to reach down and pull you with me, because each one reach one. When I help you succeed, I'll eventually succeed as well myself. So you do have to surround yourself with the right people. So if you are in a negative environment, you have to understand that you control that, because you don't have to be there. So if you feel like you are stuck in a negative environment, find some people to get around, like Jaleel, like myself, like Ed Zimbardi, like Chris and Muhammad, Carleon. Oh, Carleon wants to come on too, so let's get Carleon. Find some people that, you know, can enhance your skill set, that can make you better, that's going to put that positive in your life, guys, and the conversations will change. You'll see different results in your life, and everything will just continue to grow from there. Ed says the more you learn, the more you earn, as long as you take action on A. That is the key action. You have to take action. So, Ed, I'm glad you said that. I actually made a post on Facebook about a month ago, and I don't know everybody's religious belief on here, so I'm going to keep this generic to what I said. But basically, I said, stop asking God to order your steps if you're not willing to take the first step. Okay? If you are not willing to take the first step, guys, please stop begging for him to help you out. You have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone and go do something every single day towards your dreams and your goals. Because if not, you're asleep. And we all know, again, sleep is for suckers. So it's time to wake up, guys, because we have to stop blaming Monday. It's not Monday's fault. It's not Monday's fault. So Carleon's trying to come on. And Muhammad, you have a lot of great questions on here. So I definitely invite you to come take a seat, chime in on this conversation. Normally we keep this blab to about an hour every single week. So we have an open seat for anybody that wants to come in and talk about this subject of stop blaming Monday. It's your job that sucks, because a lot of people are out here Sunday nights, you know, blaming Monday and then going through the whole week living for the weekend because they're going to a place that they hate going to. And it's time to have different conversations, okay, to get people out of this rut that they're stuck in. Ed also said too many book smart people. Yes, hey, there's a lot of books. So let me tell you guys this story, right? There's a lot of book smart people. So one thing that really got me upset, and when I was going to school, okay, when I was in college, I never forget, I went to school for business management. Now check this out, Jaleel. Okay, I was going to school for business man. I always wanted to run my own business. Now my dad in DC has owned his business for 34 years. So my dad is highly qualified to teach me how to run a business, right? A very successful business. So my dad has always told me, really go to school, start a business. Okay. So I go to school, I'm listening to my professor, and I never forget, Jaleel, I was always that guy to challenge the teacher. And looking back on it, maybe I shouldn't have done it in class. Maybe I should have like pulled him to the side, but I never forget. My professor one day was talking about his brother who owned like 12 IHOPs, right? So I raised my hand. I was like, can I ask you a question? Why is your brother not teaching me? Why am I listening to you? Because you have never owned a business. So I should be listening to your brother because he can teach me to do what he's done. But you're teaching me straight from book knowledge. Okay, you have never even applied it yourself. So why am I sitting here wasting my money, about to pay Sally Mae all this money every single month for like how many plus years, listening to somebody to teach me something they have never done ever? So that's another problem, not to totally blame it on the school system, but we are not teaching true entrepreneurship. We are teaching people how to go to school, go work for somebody else, in the system that we know is bound to fail. Because you all have said you known somebody that been laid off. We all have known somebody to get fired, from a job. So that is not a secure system. We know this. So why do we keep doing it?
It's definitely not guaranteed as well. It's not secure. It's not guaranteed. You're not safe. You're not safe. I know people that have 4 jobs because of that very reason. Okay. I know a lot of people that are struggling in life because of that very reason. They don't know the future, you see? And that's a lot of people. And that has to do with a lot with belief as well. Lack of belief keeps you in despair, and despair keeps you in bed. But when you're in faith, it keeps you standing up. You get it? So when you're not afraid of what the future holds for you because of your belief, you're going to succeed. But when you're in a lot of despair and you're feeling hopeless and you're frozen because of your very own doubt, you're beating yourself up. There is no light. You create the darkness for yourself. You create the darkness in what path that you're taking. You yourself are creating that for yourself. You're the only one that's powerful enough to do it. And like you said, I'm not going to talk about religious belief, but I'm going to say one thing: the devil is alive and real, guys. The devil is alive and he is real, and he does not want you to succeed. He does not want you to succeed, and he is going to do something, anything, to put into your mind in order for you to think that you can't do it, that you won't do it. It's not for you. You don't want to live, because you know what I'm going to say? Devil, when you write the word devil, backwards of devil is lived, and backwards of live is evil. Okay. So when you don't live, like go out and live, like gold, when you don't go out and live, you're very evil. You understand? So, and the devil has already lived. Okay. So the devil, you want to be the devil, you're not going to live at all. You don't want to live. And that's what the devil wants you to believe. He doesn't want you to live. He doesn't want you to succeed. He doesn't want you to eat. He doesn't want you to move. He wants you to stay in your place and do what you are doing in your own comfort zone, and never do anything else that'll provide for you or your next generation. And that is a sickness, and it is a disease that people need to stop being around. You need to surround yourself with people that are awake around these kinds of things. You need to surround yourself around things that are very successful, and people that are doing everything possible in order to create other success for other people, because those are good people. And those people believe that there is no barrier for anybody else. And those people could break through any barrier, and they could do anything that they really want to do and that they really believe that they can do. And belief is so powerful. That is how powerful belief is. And that is how true and honesty is. Oh, yeah.
Belief is very powerful. And I want to welcome my good friend Evan onto the Blab. Hey, if you are not following, hey, Jalil, are you on Facebook?
Yes, I am on Facebook.
Make sure you follow Evan on Facebook. This guy is a true example of how we change the conversations in our community to get people to understand that, listen, okay, there is a better way. And he's showing them financial literacy, going into schools, showing the kids, how to invest their money. And we got to have these different conversations to get people to understand there's a better way. Like Muhammad put in the comment section, social media is definitely going to be a way for us to get people to understand that you can transition from job-based income to project-based income. And what is project-based income? Project-based income is income where you're generating income based off your passions, things that you're passionate about, things that you love to do. Okay, regardless of what niche it is, regardless of affiliate marketing, network marketing, investing, whatever it is, there's a way to generate income outside of the job. And we got to start having these conversations, with people to let them know there's a better way. And platforms like Blab is definitely a great platform to come to so people can interact, mastermind, collaborate, and show people different ways to generate income outside of a job. And Evan, hey, listen, we have an open seat. I don't know if you have ever done Blab before, but we have an open seat. If you want to come in and chime in on this subject of Stop Blaming Monday, it's your job that sucks. And subtitle is Sleep is for Suckers. And tonight we are trying to wake everybody up on this conversation of producing income outside of the job. So he said he'll jump on here in a second. Would definitely love to have him come on. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, please tweet this out to your friends. Let's get some more people on here. We normally keep this blab for about an hour, so we got about another 20 minutes here. So we have anybody that wants to come take a seat and chime in on this conversation, please feel free to come on. I know Evan said he's going to jump on here in a second. Anybody else that wants to come on and talk about this subject of Stop Blaming Monday, please feel free to come on in.
Mohammed has some questions as well. It says, if doubt and obstacles are limiting factors, then what are the things that we do to offset those pervasive negative factors? That's a very simple but also complex answer to that question, actually. Like I said before, you need to surround yourself with other people that have the same mindset of success. But to actually do that and to stay consistent with that, like if you think, what are the key factors of success? I mean, everybody knows. Oh, hey, what's going on, Evan? How are you doing?
Oh, what's going on? Let's make sure we can hear me. Okay, I'm live. Yeah, I've done a blab before. Man. I do this every day. At Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern, we have a blab. Give everybody going with their motivation, get their mind right for the day. All right, what we talking about here? Oh, y'all up my alley. Y'all up my alley. You know, this is what I do. I get people to change their mind. This is what I do. So here's a question, guys. I see you guys are talking about different ways that you can generate income. And these are the kind of questions I asked people to get them to start thinking different. Was outside of a job, and not just nothing wrong with a job. Listen, I'm thinking when I say job, most people what we talk about is sitting behind a cubicle 9 to 5 type job. But I want us to really start thinking about. We can do this real quick. Different ways that people generate income. See, one thing we have to do, we have to make people aware of different opportunities, right? So, many of us are aware with direct sales or with MLM or with some type of network marketing, but there's a lot of different ways that people are entrepreneurs and they don't necessarily have a job. For example, a real estate agent. They are self-employed. They are entrepreneurs. Insurance agents, they are entrepreneurs. And so when I ask people in our group, I say, well, think of some other ways, alternative ways that you can generate income around your passions, around your beliefs, around things that you like to do. For example, I have a lady that's like, hey, I like to write poetry. And she came to me and I started giving her ideas like, there are $1 million bloggers in this world, right? like this. Do you like to write? Well, you need to see, here's the thing. All it takes for you to become wealthy is to share your expertise with as many people as possible. That's it. And you get enough people watching your stuff, interested in what you do, what you provide, then people will start to take notice of that and they'll start to pay you for your content. And so the same thing that we're doing here, you just never know, Zach, where this might go. This might blow up, and then next thing you know, people are like, hey, we got to have you doing this show for this, and this. And then you can start reaching that many more people. So it's really all about how many people can you service or can you serve with the product, with the service, with the idea that you have, and that can bring you some additional income. And it's really simple. To get wealth, you got to do two things. You got to increase your income or you got to reduce your expenses. And hopefully you do both. And so as we think about how to increase your income, I don't care what it is. I mean, if you're going to do MLM, make sure it's something that you love. If you are big into fitness, then you need to be pushing some fitness stuff. I mean, that's just what it is. But there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to take up all the conversation because I can talk because this is what I'm passionate about.
Hey, man. That's good. No matter how good you are, no matter how good you are at anything, no matter what you do, no matter how far you've gotten, there's always room for improvement. And I always listen. That's what I like to do. I like to be open to whatever it is that I have to be, that will guide me through whatever success that I'm looking for. And like you said, Evan, a lot of people are always, they don't know exactly what network marketing or MLMs or any kind of, they don't know how to be successful in any of those businesses. And all it is sharing your advice to them and whatever works, because that's how that's the secret to being successful. You have to share that success with someone else. Have the other person be successful with you. That is what it's all about. That's what networking is about. And that's karma in itself. You help someone else become successful, then you're going to become successful, whatever it may be. And you say, I heard you say something about product earlier. You said you got to sell whatever product that you're selling. And as I was saying before you came on, Evan, I was saying that product is you. You're selling yourself. Whatever product that you love is you, because that product is what life constructed you to be. And when that happens, it makes it easier for you to be able to sell yourself onto whatever that you're giving others in order for them to help them throughout life, whether it's health and wellness or any kind of thing, information or anything that will help the other person is going to come back to you in another way of karma.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So what you guys are saying, and Chris put it in here. He had one word: value. I believe in giving people tons and tons of value. So you guys both hit a lot of things on the head. So I'm gonna try to sum up what I was thinking while you guys were saying it. So first off, I put in the comment stream. I have a Facebook group called Create Lifestyle Freedom. And in that Facebook group, we continue the conversation like this, and we talk about different ways that people can learn how to take their passions and monetize it. So like what Evan was saying, it doesn't necessarily have to be network marketing. It could be somebody, say you're a personal trainer, okay? And if you're a personal trainer, you want to get your brand out there. So what you'll do is you can have a blog and you can give people free training advice, okay? Show them how to lose fat the right way, how to get a flat belly. And what you're doing, you're giving them value. So the more value you give them, the more they'll say, hey, well, I need your services. Tell me more about what you can do for me. And that could be for anything. You can take your passion around anything and give people value on it. And people will naturally say, hey, I want to know more about what you're doing. Just like this platform here. Evan invited me out, and I still got to come to one of his sessions on Monday morning at 7. So, we're going to do that. And it's all about networking and collaborating with each other and sharing value across the board.
Yeah, so he said, so here's the thing, man. So how long you been following me, Zach?
Man, it's been, let me see.
Maybe about, let's just say a year, 6 months.
About a year.
So here's the thing, guys. Like about 2 years ago, maybe about 2.5 years ago, here's the key. Not only just value, but the key is consistency. The key is consistency. Why consistency? Because as you are more consistent in your message, then people will actually start to believe you. If you say a message one time and then 6 months down the road, you're not saying that same message, then you lost all credibility. And you keep jumping from one message to another message to another message. But when you are saying the same message over and over and over again, so Zach found me or we found each other. But this whole time Zach has been following me, I only talk about one thing. What is that, Zach?
The finances, man. That's what we're talking about. How to improve your finances. And like you said, get the debt out the way and get this income coming in.
Yeah, so that's all I talk about. So now everyone knows me as the finance guy, right? I built my brand off of the value that I bring and the consistency. You got to that's the main part. The consistency is more important. It's just as important as the value. Obviously, people see value because they'll read, they'll watch, they'll participate. But it's the consistency. You can't keep jumping from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing because you have no consistency, and you're going to be like the boy that cried wolf. And be like, oh man, we heard that before. We can't follow you. We can't get behind you because you're only going to be in this thing for 2 months. It is consistency. Day after day, week upon week, year after year, that you are saying you are bringing the same message. Because if you're jumping, that means that you don't even believe in whatever that message was you were speaking 2 weeks ago. But if you are in it, like Zach is in it. So I'm like, man, okay, this is a guy that I know I can talk to about this because I see that he's consistent and he stays with the same message. He doesn't just give up and quit and say, oh, this not working. He stays with the message. He is consistent in that message. And that causes me to believe in what he's doing because I'm looking for people that are consistent, that are stable, that resonate with their message and they stick to it through the good times, the bad times, the tough times, or whatever. And they keep on keeping on.
Right, absolutely. And we talked about that earlier, Evan, before you hopped on, consistency. So if that's the one thing that everybody's watching this blab tonight, I want you to remember is consistency. You have to be consistent. Guys, people are never going to believe you if you don't stay consistent. Just like Evan said, if they see you jump from one thing to the next thing, and see, since Jaleel will talk about network marketing, I'm going to just say this for all my network marketers out there that's watching this right now. The reason why you suck in network marketing right now is because every time I see you, you're in a different network marketing business. You never stay consistent with one of them. So stop it, okay? Find one that you're passionate about and stick with it. So if it's going to be travel today, let it be travel for the next year, okay? If it's going to be healthcare, health and wellness, let it be health and wellness. But you have to stay consistent. And that's with any niche that you're a part of. If it's affiliate marketing, whatever your product you're marketing, stay consistent with it. Don't give up because you didn't sell a product 1 month. Guess what? You're going to have bad months. continue doing it, guys. You have to stay consistent. And here's a sad thing, guys. Here's a sad thing. Since the topic is stop blaming Monday as your job that sucks, okay? Most people stay consistent at their job because you're forced to do it. You're forced to do it. Somebody tells you what time to be there, what time you can go to lunch, when you can take vacations, when you can spend time with your family, and you're consistently doing that on a regular basis. So why are you not consistently doing whatever it is your dreams and your goals is? You quit on your dreams and your goals, but you go every week to some place you say you hate, and you do that consistently to build somebody else's dream, but you won't stay consistent with your dream. That is a problem.
On that. Yeah, I can tell you exactly why that is.
Go ahead, tell them.
Because we don't have self-discipline. We need someone to discipline us. We need someone to tell us what time we need to be to work. See, and when you get into this network marketing, you get into this entrepreneur life, you know what I mean? You need to be up at 8 in the morning, but ain't nobody telling you got to clock in. So are you going to get up at 8 in the morning? You need to be somewhere. So you have to be told where to be. Then also, you don't understand business, right? A lot of people don't understand business. They claim they want to operate a business, but they don't understand business. Because they understood business, they know that it takes time to build a successful business. It doesn't happen in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It takes about a year or 2 years to really get the momentum behind you so that people know your brand and they know where to go for that particular product or service that you're offering so that you become that go-to person for that product or service. You don't get your brand out there in 2 weeks. It's way too many people in this world for everybody to know who you are in 2 weeks. It just doesn't happen like that. So people don't understand business. And like you say, they have no problem working 40 years to be broke, but they won't take 2 years to work on their own business so that they can actually get above the curve, get ahead of the curve, get out of that rut of, dang, I've been working for the last 20 years and I'm still broke. Okay, do something different. Try something different and try it for a little while longer than just 2 weeks, man.
I can't agree with you more, Evan. I got to tell you, man, and a really good example of who made that who really gives a good example on that is Mr. Holton Buggs. He's one of the network marketing gurus that I've met in my past life. And what he has taught me is that consistency is actually key, and it is number one, and it is really above all everything else that you want to do in life to be able to succeed. And Mr. Holton Buggs is a person who has been in network marketing for 18 years straight. 18 years straight. And that's how long it actually took him to make the millions each and every single month. So to never give up, to be willing, and to be a very good, to be a brand in yourself and to be a leader is really important. It's very important, and it's never, and it won't fail. And even if you do fail, it's the thing that counts is when you keep getting up. It's not whether to stay. When you stay down, you're not going to succeed anything in that. You're not going to accomplish anything. You're frozen and you're sitting there and you have no destination. You have a GPS, but you're not moving. It's a fail situation.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get anywhere with that.
Hey, welcome my good friend, Mr. Sam Logan, to the Blab, man. What's going on, Sam?
Hey, man, I can barely hear you. I don't know what's going on here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear, man.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
My volume, I don't know what's going on with my volume, but I wanted to jump in real quick because you guys are saying some good things. More importantly, Evan really has a lot of answers to your subject tonight, because it really stems down to, well, not only discipline but education. Because when you talk about why people are stuck on jobs every Monday and they think it's their job, but really it's tradition, psychologically tradition. But when Evan, he has a lot of answers to this whole equation, because it has a lot to do with finances and management. So I know Evan can talk a lot about why people get caught up because of the savings, right, Evan?
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't have anything built up in their account that'll allow them to live the lifestyle that they really want to live.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not really about the savings; it's about the plan, right? Because the savings come within the plan. So say for example, right now, I don't know who we got listening to us. You are someone that's in transition. I'm gonna call it transition because I've been in transition. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been in transition where they're like, hey, I want to try something new, but I don't have enough behind me or up under me. In other words, my finances aren't straight. Well, you got to have a plan. Cash flow is the issue. That's right. You got to have a plan on. And here's what I did when I left my job. I called my wise uncle and I said, Uncle, I'm getting tired of this job. I got to make a move. I got to do something different. First, it starts with desire. You have a desire to do something different. And he said to me, well, before you leave, make sure you have an exit strategy. That was the most important information I ever got, was to have an exit strategy. In other words, have an exit plan. How much money do I need to live off of? What do I need to cut back on so that I can have that money, so that if I do run into those tough times, I've got something behind me to hold me up, to keep me going. Because the worst thing you can do, you walk away from something and then you're broke, and now you are stressed out. You know what I mean? Everything is happening because now you're broke and you're trying something new, but you haven't put together your exit strategy. So before you leave your job that sucks, and before you make that transition, you need a plan. Now, what's so important about that plan? That plan gives you hope. Now you have mapped out the next 6 months or a year of your life. You figured out how much can I put away back, in my pocket, my nest egg. And now you have something that you're going after with your MLM, with your new venture, with your business that you're building, with your desire, whatever your passion is. You've got the cash flow, or you've got the nest egg behind you to say that, hey, guess what? I can take this shot for 6 months. And if after 6 months it doesn't work, I can always go back to what I know. But I'm going to go after what I don't know, which is the unknown, which is the uncomfortable place for many of us. But now I've got something behind me. I got a nest egg that's holding me up through this next 6 months. Man, what would it feel like if you could go after your dream hardcore for the next 6 months and not have to worry about whether your bills will get paid? You need an exit strategy. You need a plan. Most people fail because they don't have a plan. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail.
Plan to fail.
Right. I couldn't agree with you more. And that relates to something I talked this to my mentor about this about a week ago, actually. And the thing about plans is that when you're facing your opponent, you need to know who your opponent is. Okay. To me, my opponent is the devil. Okay. And when I make a move, when I'm making a move, I don't want to stand there and dwell on one move. I don't want to be frozen on that and thinking about what I need to do next. That's not what I need to be doing. I need to, because when I'm dwelling on that one move, the devil is already thinking 10 steps ahead of me. He's already thinking about 100 different things that he's going to do to me. All right. So you're right. You need to have a plan, but you also need to know what you need to do in order to move forward onto make that plan successful. Okay, so that's a very important key factor. I really do understand what that is about, what that's about, and why you really need to succeed. Why you really need why you need a plan in order to do anything. In order to succeed in anything, you gotta have some kind of structure to hold you. You gotta have some kind of thing, because I made that mistake a long time ago when I started network marketing. I was that guy that quit my job because I thought I was the man. I was that guy that had my boss, and I was the guy to go out the door and call him names and do all that and give him hand signs and all that, right to his face, and say, well, I'm out. But you know what? That was a mistake. And you know what? You live from that mistake. But what I didn't let that mistake do to me is freeze me. Okay. I made more moves. I kept moving forward, and I built a structure, which was what you said. You need to be able to think ahead and plan out your strategic structure in order to not fall and stay falling. You could fall, sure, but you got to learn and you got to keep moving forward.
Oh yeah, absolutely, Jaleel. Like I believe in daily affirmations, right? So I have a daily affirmation, and one of them is I learn from my failures. No, I love my failures because I learn from them so quickly. So it's okay to fail because you learn from your failures. Okay, you may fall down, but guess what? You learn from that and you make the necessary adjustments so that you don't do it again. So Let me ask you guys this question right here, though, right? How do we discipline ourselves to stay consistent with the goals that we set forth for whatever we're trying to do. Because like Evan said, you don't want to leave your job if you don't have a nest egg built up to where you can do that. Okay. So how do we stay disciplined enough to our commitments to ourselves so that way eventually one day we can leave our job and do what we want to do?
All right.
That's a good question. Discipline, I believe, to maintain that to keep yourself on track, you got to just set yourself a goal and stick with that goal, so that you know where you're headed and you won't be thrown off course.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you for me and for most people that I coach and deal with. For those that don't know, I'm a success coach, and so one of the biggest keys to staying disciplined is you got to have an accountability team partner. You got to have somebody that's unbiased that's gonna get in your shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have somebody that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have somebody that and even if it's not just one, I'm sorry. You got it's not just one person.
You're good.
Okay. Even if it's not just one person, a team, like you know what I'm saying? Like for me, I got a team of people that are now not only are my accountability partners, but they're counting on me. For example, some of us have kids, right? Then we know that our kids are counting on us. And so that itself keeps us going towards our goals or our dreams. But for those that don't have kids, you need to have something that is causing you to keep moving forward. And I would say it's an accountability partner, people that count on you. Like I'm the leader of an organization, got about 2,500 people. So there's no way for me to stop now. You know what I'm saying? I done built this thing up. There's no way for me to stop because then Absolutely. I'm going to be stopping on 2,500 people. What is it? Who is it? Who are you going to tell your dreams to? Who can you trust in that's going to hold you to you being, when they see you waking up late, they're going to be like, hey, why are you waking up late? What's going on? I see you ain't on your game like you used to be. You ain't got that same fire, that same desire that you had 3 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. What's going on? Which they can shake you and you respect them enough to let them shake you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You respect them enough. You got to have some people that you can share your dream with that you respect, that you adore, that you respect enough to be able to trust them with it, that they won't, do anything with it, but then they can hold you accountable to you being your best you. Many of us, we can't do that for ourselves. Many of us can't hold ourselves to be our best self, but we got some people in our corner, some people on our team, whatever it is, that are saying, you good? Or, hey, no, I see something ain't wrong. I see your spirit ain't right now. I see something ain't right, man. We need to have a powwow. We need to have a talk. Come have breakfast with me. Come have lunch. Let's get back on track. Because you were going somewhere for a minute, but something that came into your life that's caused you to slow down a little bit. Let's have this talk so we can get you back on track. You got to have some accountability partners in your life to hold you accountable to being disciplined and to continue to move forward.
Hey, absolutely, Evan. And listen, like for everybody that's watching this blab tonight, and that's what we do with that Create Lifestyle Freedom Facebook group. It's an accountability team. So let me tell you, Mr. Muhammad, who's on this blab tonight, he's one of my accountability partners, right? So let me tell you what Mr. Muhammad does to me, right? Okay. So listen, he'll text me and say, Zach, what you working on? And I know if I'm supposed to be doing something and I'm not doing it, I'm like, oh man. It's like, I get this little feeling in my stomach, like,
yeah,
I better get up and go do something because he knows I'm supposed to be doing it and I'm not doing it. So let me go ahead and work on it. He's holding me accountable. And one thing he always says to me is, Zach, you can't be lazy. You cannot be lazy. So when it comes to this whole stop blaming Monday as your job that sucks, if you feel that way, you cannot be lazy. You have to do something every single day that's going to take you out your comfort zone and get you to that next level. And you do have to have accountability partners, like Evan's saying, that's going to hold you accountable. I know if Sam calls me and says, Zach, what you got going on? I can't give him no BS because Sam's going to know if I'm telling him some BS. So, guys, you have to have accountability partners that's going to hold you accountable, that's going to give you a kick in your ass when you need it. I mean, because you cannot have people. Here's the crazy thing, guys. Sometimes about family, right? Family sometimes will allow you to stay in your comfort zone because they love you. So they're going to say, oh, it's going to be okay. Everything will be all right. Guys, so that's why sometimes you can't have family as your accountability partner because they love you. So they're going to tell you what you want to hear. So you got to get them people not in your circle sometime as your accountability partners to give you that kick in your butt to say, go out and do something and not let you make excuses. So my friend, the one who actually started this blab, I was that accountability partner for him, because as time kept going, he kept saying, you know, Mondays suck. I eventually looked at him and said, dude, like, really? Mondays don't suck. It's your job. What you going to do about it? I'm tired of hearing it. And you got to have people to hold you accountable like that. So, Evan, great point. We need accountability partners.
We got the I got this one quote, and you probably seen it, but I think it's relevant for what for the people that might be listening to us right now. It says that don't go to work 8 hours on your job and then not go home and work on your goals, your own dreams. It's not that you're tired, you're uninspired. It's not that you're tired, you're uninspired. Because, and if you think about it, right, when you are inspired, you can't go to sleep. Sleep is for suckers, right? When you're inspired, you're like, man, you can't wait on the next day. You got something that's going on tomorrow. You got to be somewhere. You got what I call it the Christmas Eve effect. When it's Christmas Eve, you can't go to sleep. You are ready to rock and roll, get them presents. And so you got to ask yourself, if every day I'm coming home from work and I dealt with all of that stuff at work and I come home and I don't work on my own goals, you got to ask yourself, am I inspired to really go after whatever it is that I'm trying to go after? You're uninspired. You got to get some inspiration, which is a good thing to have something like this blab. Get into that Facebook group. You got to get around people that's inspired, and maybe they can inspire you, because you got something great inside of you. It's just a matter of, can we extract it to help you see it and then for you to go after it?
That's right. Absolutely, Evan. And that's where, and you also made a good point when you're talking about how you have somebody reminding you not to be lazy. That's also another key point in succeeding in success is reliability. You need to have some kind of reliability around you, that someone you could trust, someone that you know that could build with you, and someone that you know that could sit there and notice that there's something wrong with you, that there's something's not going right. Okay, something's not right. He knows that something's not going right, and he needs to do something in order to inspire you. And you know what? That person, if he's really your sponsor, if he's really the person that you met up with and built a relationship with, he's not going to give up on you, because he knows that there's something really, really good about you. He knows that there's something special about you, and he knows that you have something inside you that could create something powerful with that person. Okay, he knows that you and him, or you and her, or her and her, it doesn't matter. He knows that person, you and that person can create something really big and powerful. And that's where the negativity likes to get in that kind of way. When you notice that just before that you're about to get into something really huge, and just before you're about to get something really big, something in the middle of it kind of comes in and tries to bring you down. And that's the kind of thing you got to realize, that there's always, like I said before, there's always a silver lining in anything that comes into contact with you that's negative. Always a silver lining. You have to look at the positive side to everything, okay? Because when the devil sees that you're always being positive, he doesn't want to be around you anymore. And guess what? When that starts happening, you start seeing less and less obstacles for you to endure. Because guess what? You've already been through so much, guys. You've been through some kind of hell. You've been through some kind of thing that keeps you going. I mean, I've had things in my life where I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm completely done. I've had places in my life in network marketing when I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And then in the next morning when I wake up, I look at that dollar bill that I wrote zeros after zeros with crayons, and then I went out there and wanted to, and made it happen. I mean, that's what I wanted to do, and that's what my belief system was, and I made the goal happen. That's what you guys have to do. You got to envision, and you got to believe it, and you got to know it, and then you got to make it happen. You know.
Hey Sam, I really liking what's going on with you behind you, because I asked this question to a lot of people. It's very, very simple. I say it like this. I say, what is it? If you were to ask 100 successful people, what is the key to them being successful? What do you think that answer is going to be?
The book's behind it.
The answer would be passion, determination, and willpower. Well, willpower.
They're gonna all
one word.
They're gonna all tell you that they read. They're all tell you that they read.
And they read daily.
And so here's the thing, guys. I ask all the people that I coach and that I deal with. I ask them. I say, well, hey, if we know what successful people do to be successful, then why don't we do it? If they all say that we read, and we find ourselves there goes that. We don't find ourselves reading. We find ourselves watching TV. And there's something wrong with that equation, right? Every successful person will tell you that they read. But yet, many of us won't take the time to go to the library to read a book, to read some of these great classes. And so I just see that behind you, Sam, and I see you, Zach, as well. This is what they say. They say that we read. And so you got to ask yourself, am I reading on a daily basis? Again, that comes back to the discipline part or whatever. And I don't know, Zach, if you in your group, you promote a book a month or something like that to get people into your library, to get people into this consciousness. But you know, we know what they do. They tell us all the time. All the books say the same thing. They read, they exercise, they eat right. You know what I'm saying? They say the same stuff. And the question is, if we know what they do, if we know what it takes to be successful, then why don't we just do it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Evan, to your point, I mean, we do have in our mastermind, we do have a free ebook we give out every single month to our subscribers on our email list. So we do definitely believe in reading to expand your mindset. And, you know, like I said, I've been blessed in my life to have a great mentor. My dad used to always tell me growing up, Zach, turn the TV off and read a book. And I used to be like, Dad, I don't want to do that. He's like, listen, readers are leaders. And my very next mentor I got after my dad told me the same thing. You have to read. You have to read every single day. You have to develop your skill set. So I was like, man, my dad was telling me the truth. So I started reading every single day and started expanding my mindset every single day because readers are a leader. And I mean, you become what you put in your mindset, in your mind on a regular basis. So all of you listening to is junk. If all you're watching is Empire every single week and you're not trying to build your empire, then guess what, guys? Mondays will forever suck for you because you are not expanding your skill set. Yes, okay, sir. You have to learn something new every single day and get around other people that can challenge you and hold you accountable to the things that you said you were going to do. Because like Evan said, it's funny he said it because I was listening to Ray Higdon the other day. Ray Higdon did a webinar and he was talking about, okay, if you know that you have a business and you're supposed to invest advertising dollars in that business, then why are you not doing it? He said, the problem is most people know what they're supposed to do, but they don't do it enough to make it work for them. So you don't stay consistent. It goes right back to what everyone was saying. You don't stay consistent. So you have to do the things you know is going to make you successful and stay consistent doing those things every single day. And eventually it will happen for you. So, hey, Sam.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. It's definitely the books you read, the people you associate with, and the tapes you listen to, right? It used to be the tapes. So now it's the TV shows you watch. you know that you become those things. So in the past, I've actually done a lot of reading and in my lifetime, and what I find is I in-house all this knowledge, but I don't share it, and that's also poison to your to the reason why you're stuck at your job. See, if you take all this information in and don't share it with the world, what good is it, right? So recently I've learned to just go ahead and recently I've been able to learn how to express myself through blogging, through video, and through platforms like this, because there's a lot of knowledge we all have, but we don't really now we have a medium to express what we feel, to express what's going through our minds so that we able to uplift and help people get through their challenges, right?
Absolutely. I mean, this is phenomenal, man. If you think, I tell people, I say, man, at the end of the day, right, the most powerful knowledge that we have is shared knowledge. There's something, Zach, that you know that I don't know. There's something, Sam, that you know that I don't know. And there's something that I know that you don't know. But until we come together and connect in platforms like this and whatever mediums, and we share that knowledge, freely share that knowledge with one another, that's how we really empower each other to take it to that next level. There's something I might have said today that just sparked something in you that just helped you go to another level. There's something that you said today that sparked me to take me to another level. And so we got to keep doing stuff like this, man, especially for those that I'm talking to all the people that want to be successful. I'm not talking to the people that, want to stay at the crabs in the barrel mentality. I'm talking to the people that want to be successful, because there is no shortage of wealth. There's just a shortage of people that's going after it. And so we continue to share knowledge. with one another, tips, tricks, tools, strategies, empowerment, inspiration, all that good stuff, then we all can actually grow together and exponentially grow to move outside of those things that suck.
Exactly. And check this out, guys. That's why, inside of our Facebook mastermind, we network with each other, right? So like Evan said, there's things he knows that I don't know. There's things that Sam knows that I don't know. And we share this information. We call that in the mastermind building a global wealth network. Okay. And inside this global wealth network, you have different entrepreneurs who have different talents that come together and say, you know what, let's share our ideas freely with each other inside the network. And guess what happened? When people come into the network, we help each other produce an income based off the knowledge that we have. So for instance, if I know Evan is great at finances, okay, when I get somebody to come into the network, I'm going to refer them to Evan for financial help because I know he can help improve their finances. If I know that Sam, okay, is good at blogging, guess what? Now I have somebody to go to about blogging. So inside these global wealth networks, that's what we teach inside the Create Lifestyle Freedom Facebook group. So I invite all of you guys to come into that group, share your ideas, guys, and let's, like Evan said, let's continue to grow with each other. We ain't talking about the crab in the barrel type people. If you really want to get out of a place that sucks, okay, yes, come into that mastermind and let's continue this conversation and talk about ways that we can get people outside of a situation where they hate their job. Okay, we got to get people out that situation. So, guys, listen. Normally, I keep it about an hour. We've been going for an hour and 20. It's been some great info.
Elevating
the conversations. We got to have more conversation like this on a regular basis. So, what I want to do real quick, I want Evan, go ahead and tell everybody how they can connect with you. Put that in the Facebook comment stream. Make sure everybody connect with Evan, and then Sam, you come right behind Evan. Let everybody know how they can connect with you.
All right, I'm posting my link, I guess. Yeah.
All right, I'm posting it right now.
Awesome. While you guys are posting, we do this blab every single Monday at 10 p.m. So we invite everybody back out to come to another Monday edition of Stop Blaming Monday. It's your job that sucks. And let's continue this conversation and let's get people to understand that, listen, you don't have to go somewhere that you hate to produce income. There's other ways that you can produce income around your passions and other things you like to do. So we have to continue these type conversations.
So Zach, real quick, man, I'm sure I don't know how long you've been on Blab, but for everybody that's in the seat, if you want to follow anybody, all you got to do is click above their name and hit the check mark. If you follow me, then I'll follow you, and we'll be connected on Twitter. I do a lot of stuff on Blab as well. I'll be connecting with Zach as well. So that's an easy way for you to follow us and stay connected to us, and follow us on Twitter, because obviously you have to have a Twitter account to be on Blab. So you just click above my name and you can follow me. A lot of the stuff that I put out, a lot of free content for you as it relates to wealth, finances, as it relates to success, and do the same for all of these guys that's been in these seats. I can't find all of you guys today, but as I get requests to follow me, then I'll follow you. And that's how we actually create or expand our network. My network will then be connected to your network. And then now we have a collective network that we can draw upon.
Exactly. Your network is your net worth.
You got it, absolutely, buddy.
So Sam, how can he follow you, buddy?
ThousandaireMastery.com. Just shoot me a message there. ThousandaireMastery.com. I posted it in the comment stream.
Awesome. So again, I posted the Facebook group in the comment stream, and you guys can also follow me at ZachShaheed.com. I look forward to connecting with everybody that was on this blab tonight. Come back next Monday night at 10 p.m. and let's continue this conversation, because Monday does not suck. All right, guys.
Pleasure meeting you, Evan.
All right, nice to meet you guys. See you guys next week.
All right, peace.
Hey.